Guys, I have some updates from Kherson. Kherson Axis remains the most unconventional, asymmetric and strategically complex battle space in Ukraine. Unlike the static trench warfare we see in Donetsk or Luhansk, the Kherson front is shaped by water, terrain fragmentation, electronic warfare, amphibious operation and 24/7 drone combat. Over the last 2 weeks, this area around Krinky, Kodzaki, Laheri, Pishlanovka, Antonovsky Bridge and the adjacent floodplain has undergone a series of tactical changes, non-dramatic but all strategically significant. But before we continue with the forecast, I want to highlight something essential. As you already know by my previous video, I have my private community where I add daily frontline maps, breaking news, real-time battlefield updates, exclusive tactical assessments, satellite confirmed geolocations, yearly warning reports and weekly deep dive briefings. And the price is less than $2 per day. You gain access to military grade insights you simply cannot find anywhere else. So if you are very interested and you like all these things, the link is in the description. To understand Kherson, you must understand the terrain. The Dnieper River is natural barrier. The left bank is mix of flooded forests, narrow ridges, dacha villages, marshlands, hidden canals. This is not a place for tank warfare, this is a place for infiltration, FPV dominance, ambushes and night operations. Ukraine is using small mobile marine groups, thermal optics, electronically handled drone systems, but also Russia used the FAB 500 and the FAB 1500 airstrikes, which is the brand new guided bombs, heavy EV suppression, massive artillery belts, and the result, a battlefield where progress is measured in meters but casualties in hundreds. Ukrainian operations last 2 weeks shows the reinforcement of the Krinky foothold. Ukraine rotated marine companies nearly every 48 hours using fast Zodiac type boats, electric silent engines, nighttime movements. So position near Krinky became micro strong points, like 10 to 25 troops spread across 200 to 500 meters, and they are connected by footpaths under the drone surveillance. These positions are extremely hard for Russia to eliminate because they are small, they are mobile, they are reinforced during the night. But the precision destruction of Russian infantry over the last 2 weeks was 110, maybe 150 confirmed FPV strikes. Russian infantry staging points repeatedly hit. Ukrainian artillery, corrected by drones, destroyed thousands of Russian shelters, and Russia is losing manpower faster than they can rotate. Was even the counter-battery operation, so Ukrainian artillery battery firing all the night, and those high precision hits destroyed several 155mm guns. They destroyed 120mm mortar teams. They destroyed even at least one TOS-1A launcher. And Ukrainian counter-battery fire has become more effective thanks to United States radar systems, night drones, and intercepted communications patterns. What about the night domination? So, at night the battlefield belongs to Ukraine. The Marine use thermal scopes, low noise engines, decentralized communication nodes, drone swarms for overwatch, and this has allowed them to maintain the foothold despite constant Russian artillery. What about the Russian side? So their operation, like for last 2 weeks, they show the results. So they use massive firepower superiority. Russia deployed FAB 500, FAB 1500, Lancets, Zala recon drones, TOS-1A thermobarics. You know, the thermobarics are those who make very huge mushrooms, and when you go back a little bit and you see them from the side, you can try to understand what is this, because they look like a very small tactical nuclear explosion. Next, they use the multiple rocket launch system, because their goal is to flatten Krinky. But terrain absorbs much of the blast, limiting the effectiveness. Russia launched 6 medium-scale assaults, 30 plus small assaults group, all stopped by mine bolts, FPV drones, Ukrainian artillery traps, and even the casualty rate to heavy for Ukraine. What about the UE dominance? Russia dramatically increased AU power by jamming the Starlink, blocking UF frequencies, disrupting Ukrainian navigation, and for 48 to 72 hours, Ukrainian drones has reduced their range. So Ukraine then adapted using frequency, hopping, and hardening. What about the current status? So Ukrainian right now holds a cluster of micro positions, stable control of forest strips, and the dominance at night. But at the same time, Russia holds the broader terrain, heavy artillery superiority, air dominance for FAB strikes, and neither side can break the other completely. The next 7 to 14 days, we have a couple of scenarios, a couple of action that can be happens for the both sides. Most likely is like continued Ukrainian attrition warfare. Ukrainian use the bridgehead to force high Russian losses. Another things like Russian FAB saturation strikes. So Russia can make more attempts to overwhelm the foothold, terrain limit success. And the last one, Ukrainian expansion attempt. Low probability, it requires stabilized weather, reduced EAV, so they can use the drones, they can make the surveillance, they take a look what they have on the ground, and even requires a high drone availability. So the Kherson front is the battle of patience, precision, and attrition. Ukraine holds the initiative, but Russia holds the firepower. So the next weeks will determine whether the left bank bridgehead becomes a strategic asset or remain a tactical pressure point. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next operational report.